Welcome, Sigma Sisters. In today's video, we're exploring the remarkable traits that make Sigma females stand out from the crowd. These women move through life on their own terms, independent, strategic, and fiercely confident. They don't seek validation, and they certainly don't follow the rules that society sets for them. We'll be breaking down why Sigma females are not just respected, but feared. Their quiet strength, sharp instincts, and unwavering loyalty set them apart, making them forces to be reckoned with. Whether it's their ability to stay calm under pressure or their fearless approach to life, Sigma females are the definition of unstoppable. Stay tuned to learn why they're a force you won't want to underestimate. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel for more empowering content. 1. Loyalty is a double-edged sword. Sigma females are fiercely loyal, but they don't hand out their loyalty freely. Unlike most people who might offer allegiance just to avoid conflict or out of routine, Sigma females demand that trust and respect be earned. Their loyalty is a precious, rare commodity, and if you earn it, you've gained a powerful ally who will stand by you without question. However, this loyalty comes with a condition: reciprocation. If you betray a Sigma female, she won't cause a scene or demand explanations. She won't waste her energy on dramatic confrontations. Instead, she will simply walk away, cutting you off quickly and cleanly. This ability to detach with such decisiveness is what makes her loyalty a double-edged sword. It can be a blessing or a curse depending on how you treat her. Sigma females understand the value of their time and emotions. They won't cling to relationships, whether personal or professional, that no longer serve their growth. They don't believe in staying around just because it's comfortable. Once they recognize that you've broken their trust, they move on without hesitation. This is what sets them apart. In a world where many people hold on to toxic relationships, hoping for change or reconciliation, Sigma females know when it's time to cut ties and never look back. This unwavering stance means they are constantly surrounded by people who uplift them. They won't entertain anyone who drains their energy or disrespects their boundaries. When they decide you're no longer worthy of their trust, that's it. No second chances, no lingering doubts. Their loyalty is a reflection of their own self-respect, and they won't compromise it for anyone. If you've earned the trust of a Sigma female, you've gained an incredibly loyal and steadfast companion. But betray her, and you'll see the other side of that double-edged sword: swift detachment and complete indifference. It's a strength that others often underestimate until it's too late. Their ability to protect their peace and walk away from those who no longer serve them is what makes Sigma females formidable forces, capable of maintaining healthy, thriving relationships without the burden of toxicity. 2. Fear isn't in their emotional vocabulary. Sigma females are a rare breed when it comes to handling fear. For most people, fear is an emotion that can dominate decisions, dictating what paths they choose and what risks they avoid. Sigma females, on the other hand, have a unique relationship with fear. They recognize it, but refuse to be ruled by it. This makes them incredibly resilient and almost impossible to intimidate. While others may back down at the first sign of failure or rejection, Sigma females face these challenges with a calm, rational mindset. They acknowledge fear as a natural emotion, but they don't allow it to cloud their judgment. Instead, they rely on their inner compass, a strong sense of self-direction that keeps them focused on their goals, regardless of the obstacles. They don't make decisions based on fear of what could go wrong. They make decisions based on logic and what they want to achieve, understanding that setbacks are just part of the journey. This fearlessness doesn't mean they are reckless or overly aggressive. On the contrary, Sigma females are strategic in their approach, analyzing risks and weighing options with a cool head. Fear doesn't paralyze them or make them hesitate. It simply becomes another factor in their decision-making process. This makes them unpredictable and hard to control because they don't react in the ways that most people would expect. What truly sets them apart is their ability to remain unfazed in situations where others might crumble under pressure. Whether it's a high-stakes career move or a personal challenge, Sigma females stand tall, knowing that fear won't dictate their actions. This makes them incredibly powerful, as they are immune to the fear-based tactics that many people use to manipulate or control others. You can't scare someone who's already made peace with their fears. Sigma females also refuse to compromise their values or their goals to avoid discomfort. They understand that facing challenges head-on, without letting fear take the lead, is the key to growth and success. In a world where fear often controls people's lives, Sigma females stand out as bold, courageous individuals who move forward with purpose no matter what lies ahead. 3. They're brutally strategic. Sigma females don't waste their energy on pointless conflicts or emotional outbursts. When faced with a challenge, they approach it with surgical precision, thinking several steps ahead before they even make their move. Unlike those who may act on impulse or let their emotions get the best of them, Sigma females are always calculating, always thinking about the long game. For them, conflict isn't about winning an argument or proving someone wrong. It's about achieving a goal. If a Sigma female engages in a dispute, it's because she's already analyzed the situation, weighed the risks, and determined that victory is within her grasp. She doesn't engage in unnecessary drama or fights she knows won't serve her in the long run. Instead, she remains calm and collected, picking her battles with care. This strategic mindset makes Sigma females almost impossible to defeat. They don't get swept up in the heat of the moment or lose focus due to emotional distractions. Every move they make is deliberate and calculated, ensuring that they maintain control of the situation from start to finish. While others might burn themselves out fighting on all fronts, Sigma females have already identified the most important battle and positioned themselves for success. Their ability to remain detached and focused on the bigger picture gives them a significant advantage in any confrontation. They don't fight for the sake of ego or to prove a point. They fight only when it truly matters. And when they do, they come prepared, having already mapped out their course of action with meticulous care. This brutal efficiency is what makes them such formidable opponents. They don't engage in petty squabbles or meaningless arguments. Instead, they strike only when necessary, and when they do, they make sure they've already won before their opponent even realizes what's happening. Their strategic approach to conflict ensures that they remain in control, quietly and effectively dismantling any obstacles in their way. 4. Comfortable with being underestimated. One of the most remarkable qualities of Sigma females is their comfort with being underestimated. While many people crave recognition and validation, constantly seeking to prove their worth to others, Sigma females take a completely different approach. They welcome being underestimated because they see it as an opportunity to work under the radar and use their hidden strengths to their advantage. When people dismiss or overlook a Sigma female's capabilities, they unknowingly hand her the upper hand. Sigma females are not interested in broadcasting their skills or talents to gain approval. They don't need to flaunt their accomplishments or correct others' misconceptions about them. Instead, they quietly observe and strategize, using the lack of attention to gather information and position themselves for success. This low-profile approach allows them to make moves that others don't see coming until it's too late. What makes this quality so powerful is that Sigma females are patient. They know that time is on their side and that eventually, their true capabilities will reveal themselves naturally when the moment is right. This patience allows them to stay one step ahead of those who underestimate them, as their competitors or adversaries are often too busy focusing on more overt threats to notice the quiet force that is steadily advancing behind the scenes. By the time others realize just how capable a Sigma female truly is, the battle is already lost. She's already implemented her plan, leveraged her strengths, and positioned herself in a way that ensures success. This ability to operate in the shadows, to remain underestimated until the perfect moment, makes Sigma females incredibly dangerous to those who think they have the upper hand. Their comfort with being underestimated also shields them from unnecessary stress. They don't feel the need to constantly prove themselves, which frees them from the pressures that many people face when they're trying to gain approval or recognition. Sigma females are content with their own sense of self-worth, and this internal confidence allows them to move through life with grace and quiet strength. Ultimately, being underestimated isn't a weakness for Sigma females. It's one of their greatest weapons. They use it to their advantage, striking when least expected and proving that true power often comes in the most subtle forms. 5. They operate in subtlety, not in extremes. Sigma females are masters of subtlety. While the world often celebrates loud displays of emotion and dramatic actions, Sigma females thrive in the gray areas, embracing nuance and complexity in their approach to life. They don't swing between extremes, whether it's aggression or submission, and this ability to remain balanced and composed sets them apart from the crowd. In a world where many people feel the need to express themselves in overt, attention-grabbing ways, Sigma females prefer a quieter, more calculated approach. They understand that true power doesn't need to be flashy or loud. Instead, it can be exercised through restraint, precision, and a deep understanding of the situation at hand. This ability to operate in subtlety makes them incredibly unpredictable. Their calm and composed demeanor leaves others guessing, unsure of what their next move might be. They don't wear their emotions on their sleeve, and they rarely engage in heated confrontations or emotional outbursts. Instead, Sigma females observe, assess, and act with precision, making calculated moves that often catch others off guard. Their preference for subtlety also makes them highly adaptable. They can read the dynamics of a situation and adjust their approach without revealing their intentions. This ability to navigate complex situations with finesse allows them to stay ahead of the game, often outmaneuvering opponents who rely on more obvious tactics. Moreover, their subtle approach doesn't mean they're passive. On the contrary, Sigma females are highly strategic in how they express their power. They don't need to dominate or control others in an obvious way to get what they want. Instead, they influence outcomes through quiet, behind-the-scenes actions that leave a lasting impact. By operating in subtlety, Sigma females demonstrate that true strength doesn't come from extremes but from balance, restraint, and a deep understanding of people and situations. They don't need to shout to be heard or act out to be noticed. Their power lies in their ability to remain composed, read between the lines, and make the right moves at the right time. This mastery of subtlety not only makes them powerful, but also allows them to maintain control in situations where others might lose their cool. In a world full of noise and drama, Sigma females stand out as calm, calculated forces who always seem to be one step ahead. 6. They don't care about your opinion. Sigma females possess a level of self-assurance that is both rare and powerful. One of their most defining traits is their complete indifference to the opinions of others. In a society where many people seek validation from external sources, whether it be from peers, family, or social media, Sigma females remain unaffected by outside judgment. This makes them immune to the pressures that often shape the decisions of others. What sets Sigma females apart is their unshakable sense of self-worth, which is rooted in their internal compass rather than the approval or validation of others. While many people modify their behavior or choices to fit in, avoid criticism, or gain favor, Sigma females move through life with a strong sense of autonomy. They know who they are and what they stand for, and they don't feel the need to seek approval for their actions or opinions. When faced with criticism, gossip, or attempts to undermine them, Sigma females are unfazed. Negative comments or judgment simply roll off their backs like water off a duck. This resilience comes from their deep confidence in their abilities and values. Because their self-worth is internally generated, they aren't swayed by the opinions of others, whether positive or negative. This quality makes Sigma females incredibly difficult to manipulate. People who rely on flattery or insults to control or influence others find that their tactics don't work on Sigma females. Compliments won't boost their ego, and insults won't dent their confidence. They remain grounded, focused, and uninterested in playing the social games that others often get caught up in. During these periods of solitude, Sigma females engage in activities that nurture their minds and souls. They may spend time reading, journaling, meditating, or engaging in creative pursuits. These moments of introspection allow them to gain clarity on their goals, evaluate their progress, and reset their mental state. For Sigma females, solitude is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for maintaining their sense of independence and personal power. This love of solitude also means that Sigma females are selective about how they spend their time with others. They don't feel the need to constantly fill their social calendars or seek validation through relationships. Instead, they carefully curate their social interactions, preferring quality over quantity. Sigma females tend to form deep, meaningful connections with a small circle of people who truly understand and appreciate them. These relationships are built on trust, mutual respect, and shared values, rather than superficial interests or convenience. In the workplace or in social settings, Sigma females often work best independently. They excel in environments that give them the freedom to operate autonomously, allowing them to focus deeply on their tasks without distractions. While they can collaborate effectively when needed, they thrive when given the space to work alone, drawing on their own insights and instincts to solve problems and drive results. The value Sigma females place on solitude also gives them a unique perspective on life. In a society that often encourages conformity and collective thinking, Sigma females are comfortable standing alone in their beliefs and choices. They aren't easily swayed by trends or popular opinions, because they've spent time reflecting on what truly matters to them. This inner clarity makes them incredibly resilient to outside pressures, and it allows them to live authentically. While some might perceive their preference for solitude as aloofness or detachment, Sigma females know that their alone time is a source of strength. It's where they cultivate their creativity, develop their self-awareness, and recharge their energy. This ability to find peace and power in solitude is one of the key traits that sets Sigma females apart, making them both unique and formidable. 9. They are self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency is at the core of what makes Sigma females so remarkable. Unlike people who rely heavily on others for emotional, financial, or practical support, Sigma females pride themselves on being able to handle their own affairs. This independence isn't just a matter of necessity, it's a fundamental aspect of their identity. From a young age, Sigma females often develop a strong sense of responsibility and self-reliance. They learn to trust their instincts and depend on their own abilities to solve problems and achieve their goals. While many people look to external sources for help or guidance, Sigma females turn inward, drawing on their own resourcefulness and resilience. This self-sufficiency extends to every area of their lives. Financially, Sigma females are often diligent about managing their money, saving for the future, and making smart investments. They don't like the idea of being dependent on anyone else for their livelihood, and they work hard to ensure that they can stand on their own 2 feet. This financial independence gives them the freedom to make decisions based on their own desires and values, rather than being influenced by the need for approval or support from others. Emotionally, Sigma females are equally self-sufficient. They don't rely on others to boost their self-esteem or provide them with a sense of worth. Instead, they have a strong internal foundation that allows them to navigate life's ups and downs without being overly affected by external circumstances. This emotional resilience means that Sigma females can handle setbacks and challenges with grace, knowing that they have the inner strength to get through tough times on their own. In relationships, Sigma females bring this same sense of self-sufficiency. While they value deep connections with others, they don't enter into relationships out of neediness or a desire for someone else to complete them. Instead, they seek partners who respect their independence and complement their strengths, rather than trying to dominate or control them. Sigma females are fully capable of standing on their own, and they don't feel the need to compromise their autonomy for the sake of a relationship. This self-sufficiency also translates into a practical, problem-solving mindset. When faced with challenges, Sigma females don't wait for someone else to step in and fix things for them. They take the initiative, assess the situation, and figure out the best course of action. Their ability to think critically and act independently makes them highly effective in both personal and professional settings. Ultimately, Sigma females' self-sufficiency is a source of empowerment. It allows them to live life on their own terms, free from the constraints of dependency or the need for external validation. They take pride in their ability to handle whatever life throws at them, knowing that they have the skills, resources, and resilience to succeed on their own. 10. They are mysterious. One of the most intriguing aspects of Sigma females is their air of mystery. Unlike more extroverted personalities who are open books, Sigma females keep a significant part of themselves hidden from the world. This doesn't mean they are secretive or deceptive, but rather that they are selective about what they share and with whom. This sense of mystery comes from their preference for privacy. Sigma females don't feel the need to broadcast their every thought, feeling, or experience to the world. They are content with keeping certain aspects of their lives to themselves, revealing only what is necessary or what they feel comfortable sharing. This creates an aura of intrigue around them, as people often find themselves wanting to know more about what goes on behind the scenes of their calm and collected exterior. Sigma females also tend to be deep thinkers, often reflecting on complex ideas, emotions, and experiences in ways that others may not fully grasp. Their introspective nature means that they process much of their inner world in solitude, rather than seeking validation or understanding from others. This inner depth adds to their mysteriousness, as they don't always feel the need to explain themselves or justify their decisions. In social settings, Sigma females often observe more than they speak. They are keen listeners who prefer to analyze situations before offering their input. This quiet observation allows them to gather valuable information about the people around them, but it also makes them difficult to read. Others may struggle to figure out what Sigma females are thinking or feeling, which only heightens their sense of mystery. Their elusive nature is also tied to their independence. Because Sigma females don't rely on others for validation or emotional support, they don't feel compelled to share their inner lives with just anyone. They reserve their vulnerability for a select few who have earned their trust, and even then, they may keep certain parts of themselves guarded. This creates an enigmatic quality that draws people in, making them want to uncover the layers beneath the surface. This sense of mystery is part of what makes Sigma females so captivating. People are naturally curious about those who don't reveal everything right away, and Sigma females' ability to maintain an air of intrigue only enhances their appeal. Whether in friendships, relationships, or professional interactions, their mysteriousness makes them unforgettable, leaving a lasting impression on those who are fortunate enough to encounter them.